leg. We haven't seen Lamachani bowl since he took that blow to his lower leg. I wonder, is he okay? He does still have overs left. Being held back a very long way, Paul. Usually don't see him right at the death.
Yeah, he did go off. I'm not sure. Is he still off the field? Can't quite from this vantage point see whether he is, but he went straight off the field at that point.
He's got 3 overs left, so still time to bowl them. Definitely been a bit slower than usual today in Nepal, with plenty of seamers used. Just wonder, will Lamachani come into the attack sooner, maybe to replace Rajbanshi, who's finished his spell of 10 overs. Nothing doing yet for UAE in this final power play. Nepali bowlers, they've dragged things back really well after that blitzkrieg. Outstanding for Mohammad Wasim. Tell us about him. What a talent.
Yeah, certainly the last couple of days he's shown how formidable he can be, but he hadn't actually cracked ODI cricket until that point. He only had 2 scores of in excess of 50 and no hundreds in 29 innings before yesterday. But yesterday was how everybody in the UAE knows him in the T20 format, where he actually absolutely dominates. I think he's number 7 in the world in that format.
Yeah, and yesterday he hit 12 sixes. Today he hit 6 of them. And it's the ease with which Mohammad Wasim picks up those sixes, particularly over the long on and cow corner regions. One of them yesterday, Paul, went out of the ground.
Yeah, it was great. I think, did he do that as well today? Yeah, and yeah, that was a brilliant little video you sent me, actually, of a guy catching it outside and taking a selfie with the ball before he threw it back.
Yeah, that was brilliant. Quick thinking as well. Mr. Naponi, who I went up and met, wasn't anything like as many here yesterday. 300 or 400 were on the advanced scouting mission.
Yeah, advanced scouting mission, and also wanted to get their tickets in advance, make sure they got hold of them.
This has been a good little couple of overs for Nepal. The boundaries are not coming just yet. We'll get back for a couple. Left-handed Rajbanshi has to run around it. And the thing I was going to get across, Paul, was that as we get to the end of the 42nd over, I think, 9-7 for 5. What I was going to get across, Paul, was this is also a great advertisement for cricket with context and what it means. Every single person in the nation of Nepal has known the equation. It was 9 from 12 to preserve ODI status. Then when they achieved that, all of a sudden it became all about 11 wins from 12 to go automatically to the qualifier. There's a growing belief in this young side that they're not just going to go to Zimbabwe, but they're going to go and pull off some big results. And the way Sandeep Lamachani has been bowling, in particular since his return to international cricket, there's every reason to believe this side could go and go very well to Zimbabwe if they can get there.
Yeah, that last game against PNG with his 5-foot showed he was back fully on song and what a threat he can be. So he got after him a little bit earlier on today, then he accounted for him, hence his figures aren't quite as spectacular as they can sometimes be. He's got a crucial role now to play if he's going to get through 3 here.
Great colour and atmosphere and energy in the crowd. Things could reach fever pitch in his second innings if the runs get flowing. Lamachani has 3 to go. These 3 overs, they feel massive again in the context of today's contest.
Yeah, absolutely right. It's good to see Lenny Lamachani against Aravind. I remember watching this exact battle in the T20 World Cup qualifier in Muscat last year, and Aravind mostly got the better of Lamachani, although Lamachani did account for him in the crucial game. And he felt like then you're looking at 2 of the real preeminent forces in associate cricket, 2 young lads who might have a lot of battles over the years.
little short in length, but can only pick out the cover sweeper. Yeah, there is a bit of a rich irony, isn't there, that T20 World Cup qualifier A that you and I were at in beautiful Muscat, Oman, where Nepal won 4 matches from 5, but it wasn't enough to qualify for Australia because it all came down to the semi-final. Very slow through the air from Lamachani. He's trying to tempt these two down the track, I feel. And that semi-final played just over a year ago. It was the only game where Nepal didn't turn up and UAE plundered 175. Again, it was Mohammad Azim's 75 with the bat, but then Ahmed Raz's 5-wicket haul closed things out. So a chance for revenge in one way for Nepal over the side that denied them the T20 World Cup place. That one's bowled from about 25 yards. Ala Mark Watt cut away for 4. Too slow from Lamachani. I'm not sure whether he's been affected by his left leg taking a blow, but that's a poor delivery and punished by Khan.
Yeah, you summed it up at the time there, Len. He bowled it from a long way back, probably 24 yards, and the length came out, the ball came out slow, and the length was shorter, basically. Exactly because of that change of distance, really. And it was easy for Asif Khan to put away.
It's a much better pace, and it's the googly that nearly cleans up Khan. When Watt bowls that 24-25 yarder, the Scottish left arm, he really forces it in. Just too slow. Good comeback from Lamachani.
Yeah, you can see why people want to imitate it, because Watt is so good at it, but he's got it mastered, and it takes a bit of doing to change the distance and trajectory.
Good finish from Lamachani. And Khan is desperate for the single. Aravind says no. End of the 43rd over. It's 2:04 for 5. Paul, big thanks to you, not just for filling in for me earlier in the week. Your thoughts today, your writing throughout, not just this series, but the competition as a whole. Always great to see you. Enjoy the rest of the game.
Cheers, Len. Enjoy it.
There is the scene. That's Paul Radley of the National Newspaper. Great value on Twitter if you do want to give him a follow. Get him on there at Paul Radley. Follow not just his writing, but also all of his analysis of associate cricket, and usually a funny angle or two on where things are at in the world of cricket. This is extraordinary scenes. Great to have Paresh Lahani back with me. Paresh, should I see you just sneak off and have lunch without me?
Yes, I had to because I was hungry. In the meantime, UAE going good. Torn it up in the 43rd over. Arvind playing a very good innings of 76 of 121 deliveries.
Scoop shot attempted, no contact made. The last 3 or 4 overs, just when you'd expect acceleration from the United Arab Emirates, haven't really quite got going, have they? If Nepal can keep this to under 250, will they take the momentum in? It does look a good batting surface.
Yes, it looks a very good batting surface. That is why Mohammad Azim, he started off on a good note. Arvind, whereas playing that anchor innings, playing good. Yeah, if Nepal can restrict UAE 250 or under that, it will be a very good achievement for them, and they'll move into the momentum to chase this target.
I know Jah has been wicketless, but what he's done really well is bowl a good hard length, the back of the length, and he's frustrated Aravind. Look, almost punches the bat. Such is the frustration, and although the youngster is showing his real quality, his real class, his concern now will be about his strike rate. Take a look at it here. The moment he's striking at just 60.
Yes, now I think 4 overs remaining after this. He needs to get a move on. Only 5 wickets down, mind you, for UAE. Still big hitters yet to come.
Quick single. Direct hit not affected. I have to say, between Asif Khan, CP Rizwan and Rohan Mustafa and even Mohammad Wazim, some of the running between the wickets from the UAE has been very poor.
Yes, they have been. It was a touch and go, I think, for me, if that was a direct hit. but it was way over the stumps. Bhim Sargi, the fielder there, moved the ball very quickly and he released it quickly as well, but the throw was not on target. Asif Khan strike rate is exactly 100. 17 of 17 deliveries. Good over so far from Gulshan Shah, only a single given in 3 balls.
Balled into the surface again, and it's clearly the plan. A misfield from Rohit Paudel of all people will allow a second run. He went full gun barrel attack at that, tried to pick up one-handed. Lovely to see the crowd applaud him, almost to encourage him after the mistake. But this is a clear plan. Either it's Monty Desai or Rohit Paudel has come up with it. They told the young fast bowler, bang the ball into the turf, don't go full.
Yes, that should have been the case, and this will happen if you over-attack the ball. That is what Rohit Paudel did. Tried to pick up with one hand, took the eye off the ball at the last minute. That is why it resulted a misfield. The youngster Gulshan Shah, 17 years of age, is doing a good job here, banging it in. Good heart length. Nicely cut away, but straight to the fielder there, Arif Sheikh. Almost Asif can't get himself run out there.
And just the one run, critically, good work. And the crowd again trying to rouse their heroes. Nepal, Nepal, the shouts. This is good fielding. It wasn't easy, he just tumbled. Right now, the chants are growing around the ground.
Yes, every single person chanting Nepal, Nepal here. It's hard to hear my own voice at the moment. Nicely bowled again. Outside the off stump. 4 runs off Sobha. Good over for Nepal. UAE 208 for 8. Sorry, 5.
You cannot see a single piece of grass, can you? It is chocked to the rafters, full to the brims. And the fans are trying to rouse their national icons, the Nepali heroes, the Rhinos. The Rhino army is behind them. It's a poor delivery, a drag down. He really gets away with that. Asif Khan could have hit that anywhere. Instead, it's a dot ball.
Yeah, very poor delivery by Lamichhane there. A long hop. Outside leg stump.
He's desperate, isn't he, to find that 100th wicket in front of this capacity crowd to break the record today in these last 10 balls. But he's just lost a little bit of his zip, a bit of his bite since that blow to his leg. I wonder, has that had an impact on him?
Yes, but there's always say Sandeep Lamichhane in his 9th over, still 10 deliveries to go for him, his spell. If he can take a wicket or two, it'll be good for the team.
Down the track, into the sky, Aravind gets enough of it. Oh, that's an outstanding stroke from a phenomenal young talent. It's all the way for 6. And it's almost as though the oxygen has been sucked out of the crowd. Deathly silence.
Yes, excellent shot by Arvind, inside out, playing with the spin over extra cover for a maximum. These shots are very hard to play. Another short ball, a long hop. Nicely done by Arvind. Yet another boundary for him. Back-to-back boundary, 6 and a 4.
His comeback spell from Lamachani, it's not been his best. He had 3 overs remaining. He tried the googly, but Aravind picks it up. He just looks to me to have lost velocity and zip from his deliveries. In this second spell, he's bowled too slow, and as a consequence, he's been punished. Powdell comes over to his leg spinner to ask him where can he turn things around. There's the momentum for UAE. It's coming now for them. Back on the money, but it's been a little flourish. 12 runs in just 4 deliveries. That has maybe swung the momentum back towards the Emiratis. They're thinking of 270 again.
Yes, 5 wickets still remaining for UAE, and these 2 batters are going good. Arvind on 88. Nicely bowled a googly, but nicely picked as well by Asif Khan. A single taken off it. 13 runs off this over. UAE 221 for 5.
Yeah, amazing drone shots were being given to get across the scale of the occasion today. As Jazz going to continue, he's really been leaned upon very heavily. This partnership is starting to threaten, and young Varitya Aravind is looking at hunting down his 3rd one-day international century. And thought that it was Wasim that was the danger man, but a partnership that's now worth 46 has come in pretty good time. And I have to say 270, even though Nepal have chased similar totals under pressure situations, to do it under the pressure of today would be a very tall task. They need a good finish, Nepal.
Yes, UAE are eyeing 270 runs. Only 5 wickets down for them, still 5 remaining. Now they can afford to get good overs. They'll be targeting this youngster Gulshan Jah, but he's been bowling well. He hasn't taken a wicket, but
banged into the wicket and just short of the man who may well have run out, Asif Khan, had he affected the directed. I think it's Bim Sharkey again. It is. The ball really has followed him. A backward point there. Khan just hasn't quite found rhythm yet.
even though he scored 23 off 24, he hasn't found that rhythm. That was a good fielding effort by Bim Sharkey. A double Nelson on the board for UAE. 2 for 5. Rohit Powdell having a small chat with the bowler. Even though Gulshan Jah hasn't taken a wicket, he's bowled decently under the circumstances. If Nekalpan finish in a good note, they'll take the momentum in the chase.
Cut away powerfully, but Sharkey again in action does really well. 4-run save there. The problem with this tactic, 2 or 3 overs you might get away with it, but then the batters know where the ball is going, and you could see Aravind stayed deep in his crease, was expecting that delivery there. Can Nepal find a way past the youngster?
They will have to do that if they want to restrict UA under 250. It looks like that is very highly unlikely. Only a single in 3 balls of the 46th over.
Goes to a slightly fuller length this time. Sharkey again. My oh my, the ball is following him, isn't it? they need a wicket to really get the brakes applied for the final few overs, or can they just continue to contain?
No, if they contain, if they bowl dot balls, the pressure will be back on the UAE batters, and that is when Nepal can capitalize on wickets. In the meantime, they should bowl dot balls. Don't go after the wicket. If you do so, UAE batters will definitely go after you. Two runs of 4 balls.
Big hit. That's Mohammad Wasim-esque. That's going to fly all the way for 6. Over the head of the Lifebuoy Pavilion. And UAE, they are going to put up a big total, a challenging total for Nepal, who are going to have to do it the tough way to get to Zimbabwe. Great stroke.
Yeah, too much from Gulsanja, the same length. That was nicely picked by Asif Khan. Hit it for a massive 6. He's bowled that length regularly in this over. Again, Rohit Paudel talking to his bowler. A youngster, he has to learn now in the death overs where to bowl, have a plan under conditions and execute those plans. There is where Nepal has been struggling in the death overs.
Tries to repeat the dose, comes towards us, goes all the way for 6 more. Nearly comes through our window. Kushal Malla, just a passenger. Back-to-back 6s. UAE on the charge in a big way. It's 235 for 5.
Yeah, this was again nicely picked away by Asif Khan. A little fuller by Gulsanja. It almost came into our window. You can see that the middle window is ours in the commentary box. Hit the Dafa News hoarding there. UAE going good. 235 for 5 in 46 overs.
Partnership worth 60 from 51 balls. It's accelerating. It's taking the game maybe away from Nepal. Outstanding batting. Particularly Khan, who just couldn't get going before those 2 6s, but he shows how dangerous he is. They've held him back down the order. And this Achilles heel, it's exactly what it is for Nepal. They're death bowling. It's coming back to haunt them. Unless something changes in these final 4, the UAE, they're not thinking of 260, they're thinking of 275 plus. And that could be too many. An eerie, deathly silence hangs across this ground now. Sampal Kami is the man they turn to, who can bowl 47 and 49. The big question for me, this is the big question, Paresh. How has Dipender Singh Auri only bowled 8 overs so far?
Yeah, that is the big question. He should have bowled his quota of overs earlier. If he had done so, he might have taken another wicket or 2. He has been the pick of the bowlers for Nepal today. He's bowled 8 overs, only given 19 runs with 2 maidens and 2 wickets for him.
And whilst Jah did his job admirably, you always felt, as he bowled more and more overs back to back, they were going to line him up. Beats the attempted cut shot. Kami questions the wide decision. He feels that Khan had come across his stumps, but Pradhan has been very consistent with that. If it's outside the guideline, the arms will extend.
Rightfully so called wide by Pradhan. Sampal Kami just going outside the off stump a bit wider. Seeing that Asif Khan was just coming across the stumps. Again, the problem for Nepal, the death overs.
Big hit. And when you go to that part of the ground, you always get good reward. 6 more, it's gone a long way. Look at that, right to the top of the banks. That's not Mohammad Wasim out there. He might look like him, but he's equally as devastating. 41 off 27. The slower ball picked out of the back of the hand. 6 all the way.
Yes, lower ball light on the slot and nicely picked by Asif Khan. Straight to us, long on. Almost clearing the wall, the white wall there, you can see. A good strike by Asif. Now UAE taking that momentum towards the innings break. Nepal, in the other hand, in big pressure here. Must-win game for them to go to Zimbabwe.
They don't want to go to Namibia, Paresh, so they're trying to avoid. This game keeps going the direction it is, though. They will be joining the UAE down in Namibia for that playoff. It's going to be a tall task, this chase. Khan is going to make it ever taller. 6 more. This is outstanding batting. Back-to-back sixes again. Pace on the ball, flies out of the ground. Pace off the ball, flies out of the ground. Is the dream diminishing? Is the hope extinguishing?
This is a special shot by Asif Khan. Over backward point boundary for 6. This is pretty hard, like what Sehwag used to do for India. Exactly the same. UAE going away with the game from Nepal here. 249 already on board in the 47th over. They're eyeing 275 for sure.
Looks for the block hole. Doesn't get it, but sometimes a low full toss can actually be quite effective. Just a single. Aravind may have 90, but it's Asif Khan that's changing the game. 48 off just 29.
Yes, Arvind played that anchor innings as still there on 90 of 131 deliveries, whereas Asif Khan, a little cameo by him, 48 of 29, 250 up for UAE. In the 47th over, Rohit Paudel talking to his bowler, Sompal Kami, a senior pro. Like always, Nepal's depth bowling has become a problem.
It's been a big problem, isn't it? And could be this kind of scale of a problem as we see some of the reaction on the bench down there from the Nepal sidelines. It could be a fatal one. This is the first time we've seen real concern throughout certainly the 2 home series at least. Grimace from even Sandeep Lamachani down at 3rd. Problem is going to be here if they fly to the finish and UAE posts, let's say, 280. That challenge, that task, although it's a good batting wicket, just the occasion, knowing it's win or die, going to be very difficult. As this is 4 more, it's going to be 50, a brilliant knock, an outstanding innings, maybe a game changing, could be a game winning one. 52 off 30, and there's a ripple of applause, but it's somewhat through gritted teeth. The home fans know how important this has been. 4 sixes, 3 fours. And the low full toss smashed to the boundary.
Yes, that was a low full toss, and it was smashed to the boundary. 50 up for Khan. UAE 255 for 5, sitting very pretty.
Just take a look at this partnership and how quickly it has changed the game for the UAE. It's not just the fact it's worth 80, but look at it, it's come from 57 balls. Arvind's just nudged it around at a run of ball, that's fine. The issue for Nepal is, and the brilliance of this Asif Khan innings has been the strike rate and the acceleration. He was 23 off 23, he's now 52 off 30. Still no Dipendra Singh RE. He will now not bowl his allocation. We get a quick look at the bowling figures as well while Gulshan Jah sets his field. Look at this, 8 overs, 2 maidens, 2 for 19. Now cannot bowl his 10 overs. Look at the men with pace on the ball. Kami and Jah, they're both going. One at 8 and over, one at 6.5. And if you add in the problems for Sandeep Lamachani today, also looks like he's not going to bowl his allocation. All of a sudden, the problems are mounting up for Nepal. UAE relishing the opportunity to play their role as spoil sports. Kushal Malla picks up cleanly but can't affect the direct hit. So often on long journeys like Nepal have been on, The final hurdle, the final bridge is the hardest one to cross or to get over. And right now it's looking, it could well be that way.
Yes, that is absolutely true. Vriti Arvind is batting smartly, that giving strike to Asif Khan, who's striking the ball very nicely. Takes a quick single, gets Asif Khan on strike. Are we gonna witness another blow from Asif Khan? And the umpire is saying that to hurry.
Well, he's got them on the watch because they are, by my calculations, going to be very tight to completing their overs in time. Gulshan Jah been given an extended spell here despite the big hitting heroics of Asif Khan. Doesn't know where to bowl to the big hitter. Goes into the wicket, smashed down the ground, smashed down to the ground. 6 more. Look at the reaction in the background. Can't just keep hammering the length. It's going to sit up to be hit. And the plans at the death are nowhere right now. Brilliant batting.
Yes, you cannot bowl in this kind of length in the death overs. Almost cleaning our cameraman there. What a shot by Asif Khan.
Well, I think he's giving us a thumbs up. Give us a thumbs up if you can from up there. Oh, he's okay, that a boy. They're the real heroes of all of the productions. The cameramen who, in the hot and the cold, in the rain, in the sunshine, they stay out there. And it's a pretty precarious position up there. That was nearly right at him. Umpire Wimul Sira is saying if you don't get on with it, you're going to be penalised. Matter of time here now. I'm not sure Nepal know where they're bowling. The plans look to have gone out the window. They'd have been better off with 2 overs of Dipender Singh Airi here. 2 yards to the left, we might have had a casualty up top and you or I could have been called into action.
Yes, it was about 2 or 3 feet off his left. Wonderful job, brilliant job done by the cameraman. And Gulshan Jah is changing his angle, coming around the wicket to the right-hander Asif Khan. It doesn't matter if you change the angle, yours. The length should be perfect. Again, a big hit down towards long off. Yet another maximum.
This game is turning on a sixpence and it's turning in only one direction, towards the United Arab Emirates. He hasn't even gotten near the middle of the bat here. It's a length delivery. Doesn't matter about the angle. Asif Khan on fire. His most impactful international innings of his life. Again, another cameraman having to take evasive action. Have to change something. They'd have been much better off with Dipender Singh Airi. His experience bowling overs 48 and 50. It's all going horribly wrong right now. The air is going out of the Nepali fans' tyres. And the men in pink and blue going well ahead of the game. 300 could be on the cards now.
Definitely 300 is on the cards for UAE.
I think this is a 5th consecutive over for Gulshan Jah. And it was an over too far the previous one. We spoke with Paul Radley about how young Rohit Kumar Paudal's instincts as a captain have been so good. This call, not the right one.
Definitely not the right one. I think Rohit Paudal got this wrong for the first time inside 1 month. We can see Dipender Singh Airi still has 2 overs up his sleeve but hasn't bowled yet. Very economical today. The pick up the bowlers for me, Dipender Singh Airi.
Goes for the wide block hole, does get the Yorker in, but it still squirts away for at least a single. This is his 5th consecutive over in his second spell. He bowled 3 in his first spell. Then he was brought on to replace Dipender Singh Airi when Airi had 2 left. If Airi had closed out his spell at that point, he would have bowled overs 39 and 41. It would have meant only 4 overs for Jah to close out at the death then. And the issue hasn't been in the first 3 or 4 overs of this 5-over spell. It's been in the 4th and 5th one. And that has been where the batters particularly solely can, have lined him up. They've got the pace of the wicket. He's striking at 200. This could be a match-winning knock. There's big issues, big challenges right now for Nepal.
Yes, a big challenge for Nepal. They want to finish, end the innings on a good note, on a positive note, taking that momentum onto the chase. Again, bowled wide. He's complaining that the batsman tried to scoop the ball. That's not the case for the umpire.
These wides are not going to help the over rates. And complaining to the umpires not either. It's gone outside the return crease, which is the far white line you see on the far left of your screen, the top left that Jazz just in the way of. Doesn't matter where the batter is standing, if it goes outside that, it's a wide. Again, umpire Siri is right on the money, and the youngster has lost his composure here, I'm afraid to say. Somebody else surely is going to have to bowl the 50th.
This is what pressure does to a youngster, even a senior pro as well, like we saw Sompal Kami. Nicely played again, but straight to third man. He opened his face.
There's a growing concern here around the ground. They're such knowledgeable cricket fans. They understand the sport brilliantly well, such as the passion for the game across Nepal. They realise the game could be slipping away. They have chased 280, chased 270 out a couple of times. 300 is a different kettle of fish, and that's what very much Asif Khan is guiding UAE towards. Hugely impactful knock. Aravind may end up as the highest scorer of the innings, but the innings of Mohammad Wasim and Asif Khan, they are changing the course of this league. As he does get away with a dot to finish, it means that critically Aravind will be on strike. 48 bowled, 272 for 5. Lovely to see the Nepal flags flying high. That's on that rooftop of that unfinished building about 15 or 20 yards outside the perimeter. Good vantage point. Any vantage point will do in here. What a crowd. Even Karen KC is on the pitch there. The sub today, not in the starting 11. Trying to give his thoughts across. These drone shots are just quite spectacular. Take a look at them, whatever the result today. A new zenith for the associate game. Brilliant to see. Lamachani's going to bowl his 10th and final over. Being costly. Gone at a run of ball. What can he do in the 49th? Off the top edge. No real timing, so just be a single.
Yes, bowled it slow, but the line was wrong by Lamachani. Got it back of the bat, I think, just for a single, and Arvind is on 94 at the non-striker's end, whereas bulk of the hitting done by Asif Khan. And look at this, all the spectators on top of the roof there.
Any vantage point with do up in the trees. Look at them all the way up there. Khan, bang, 6 more. Lamachani's been far too slow in his comeback spell, and Khan is punishing him. 300 well on the cards now, strike rate above 200. What a glorious innings this has been, of the highest quality.
Too slow, a long hop on the legs. Nobody misses those. A flat 6 by Asif Khan. Moves to 71 of just 35 deliveries. He's eyeing 100 here.
He is eyeing 100. He may get there, and Aravind might not. 5 more 6s would get him there. 10 balls remain. It's been a very damaging, a devastating last 5 overs. Going to be 6 more. Just too easy. Far too slow through the air. He's trying to tempt him, Lamachani, but he's only tempting him to hit it out of the ground. Again, I'm not sure it was the right bowling option. 300 plus now coming in.
Yeah, I think Lamachani is going for the wicket. That is why he's bowling so slow through the air. and even shorter as well. That's a shocker delivery by Lamichhane.
Last 5 overs, 81 runs. The death bowling woes continue for Nepal. Are they going to be fatal? Can they get off this pitch somehow under 300? Looking very, very unlikely. Asif Khan is having a day out. He's got to go quicker through the air, Lamichhane. He's been pummeled to oblivion. Khan, it's his best score now in ODI cricket, 83 off 37. And after a glorious return to international cricket, it's going wrong here for Lamichhane.
He's bowling so slow through the air. Asif Khan just can wait and hit the ball at will. A hat-trick of sixes. Look at that. 3 long hops, very slow. That is not Lamichhane.
There's a murmur, there's a disquiet, there's a discontent around the ground. There's not just concern now, there is complete tragedy. There's 2 fans up in the trees, credit to them. They still believe. Googly, 6 more. Every ball is going the distance. And it's 4 consecutive sixes, batting of the highest quality. Asif Khan was 23 off 23. 15 balls later, he's 89 off 38. This is batting of the highest quality.
Again bowling that googly, but on the long line and the long length. Easy pickings for Asif Khan. 4 consecutive sixes for him. Moves to 89. And look at Arvind, he might be stranded on 94, not out. The big hitting, clean hitting by Asif Khan. What an entertainment innings that he's played here. Talking about credit goes to the crowd here. They have been entertained by Asif Khan's batting. Big sixes. 4 consecutive sixes off Sandeep Lamichhane. This is very poor bowling by Lamichhane, not up to his standards by any means. And look at the spectators on the tree, on the building roof.
He was 23 off 24 deliveries, I've just checked. His last 14 balls, he has hit 66 runs. That's at a strike rate of over 400. We said it was possibly match changing. Could well be game winning, and that could be the worst possible result because Khan is going to keep the strike. He's into the 90s for the first time in international cricket. The over, it's gone for 26. It's 298 for 5.
Look at this partnership, 123 of just 69 deliveries, and look at the contribution of Asif Khan, 90 of 39 deliveries, and 29 from Vritti Arvind. I think Arvind will be stranded at 94 not out, whereas Asif Khan has that opportunity to get 100. He's made an ODI 100. This is his highest ever in ODI, 90 not out. Sompal Kami with the last over of the innings. He's gone for 62 in his 8 overs. A very disappointing effort by Nepal in the death overs. I don't know why Deepinder Singh Aire was not bowled out.
It was mind-blowing. There's no injury to Deepinder Singh Aire. He just went back to pace too early. It was a definite error. 8 overs, 2 maidens, 2 for 19. Kushal Malla may look expensive, but that was after a 22-run first over. He came back quite well. It's going to be Sompal Kami to bowl the last. Can get to 100. Wide down the leg side to start with. Depending on this over, it could be 320 being hunted down. And Nepal's batting has improved, but they've never made 300 in an ODI. To get to Zimbabwe, they'll have to do it today.
Yes, for the first time, the captain Rohit Paudel got it wrong in maneuvering his bowlers around. He should have bowled out Devendra Singh earlier when he was going so good. He has taken 2 wickets already, 2 maidens for him, only bowled 8 overs for 19. Pick up the bowlers for Nepal for me.
Big hit again. Man out there over his head. Every single thing is going his way. Asif Khan, he's putting on maybe one of the great displays of batting in associate cricket history. The fastest associate 100 in the history of the game is Kevin O'Brien's 50-ball century. Mohammad Wasim gave that a good rattle yesterday. Asif Khan with the boundary now will break the Irishman's record from the 2011 World Cup in front of 25, maybe 30,000 fans here in Kathmandu. The wheels are well and truly off the train tracks for Nepal.
Just a 1 hit away from breaking the record of the fastest 100. Asif Khan, 96 of just 40 deliveries.
Into the block hole, down the ground, there's a man at long on, he can't get there! It's 100 from 41 deliveries! The 4th fastest in the history of one-day international cricket, the fastest by any associate. He goes into a list with A.B. de Villiers, with Corey Anderson, with Shahid Afridi, 11 maximums, 41 balls. Oh, Asif Khan, yes you can, you beauty. What an innings! One of the best I've ever seen.
Yes, one of the best I've ever seen also. Look at that, it was a Yorker length but dug out very nicely. Timed it to perfection, straight down the ground for 4 runs. Still 4 deliveries to go. 309 for 5 UAE. Can they reach 320 or 325 is on the cards. And look at Arvind, he's stranded at 94, not out at the non-striker's end.
The last 17 deliveries, his strike rate, 4.5 a ball. Over a boundary every ball, his last 17 deliveries. I'm going to repeat these words. He was 23 off 24 balls. He's now 100 off 41. It's the 4th fastest one-day international century in the history of the game. Unbelievable batting here. The highest quality. Asif Khan, you'll remember his name now. It's been the best innings I've maybe ever seen live.
Well, this is a chance for Arvind to get to the 3 figures. It'll be his 3rd ODI 100. 3 balls for him to get those.
Gone. Cut behind, surely off the bat. No, is the decision. I'm not sure what that's hit. It hasn't come off the face of the bat. Umpire Wimon Osiri feels it's flicked the pad, maybe. Maybe pad. Thought it could have been off the face of the bat, something that Aravind does well. Can Aravind get his 3rd ODI 100? He's got 2 balls to do it, 6 to get. Now, a big swing and a miss. Just 1 ball left now. Asif Khan is going to surely end up unbeaten with one of the best centuries in one-day international history. Quite extraordinary what we've just witnessed. A complete collapse, a calamitous collapse from Nepal, you have to say. The score at the end of the 44th over was 208 for 5. They put on over 106 overs. Aravind tries to go to 3 figures, he won't. Dipender Singh Aru will take the catch almost angrily. He's caught short. Kami is a wicket, but is it too little too late? A handshake from Asif Sheikh for Asif Khan, his namesake. We've seen one of the great one-day international innings in the history of the game here today, Paresh. It's the 126th and final match in Men's Cricket World Cup League 2. It's ODI cricket at its best, and Nepal have it all to do.
Yes, 311 runs to win in 50 overs. Nepal will have to bat very well out of their skins to get this target. And credit goes to Vetti Arvind, who played an anchor innings supporting one end. He was very unlucky to get out on 94. And Asif Khan, a brilliant knock by him, a soothing knock, a massive knock by Asif Khan, 101 not out of just 42 deliveries.
There's been more than 4,000 one-day international matches amongst the 25 ODI playing nations that have played this format of the game, and only 3 men have made faster centuries than that one. Absolutely incredible scenes. Take a look at the highlights, but first look at the list that he has joined. Just 3 players quicker. A.B. de Villiers off 31 balls at the World Cup, in Johannesburg down in 2015. Corey Anderson in Queenstown in 2014, and Shahid Afridi all the way back as a 16-year-old back in 1997. Asif Khan may well have just extinguished the dreams of Nepal. Let's take a look at all the highlights, and certainly after a flying start from Mohammad Wasim, you felt that maybe Nepal had dragged their way back into the game. Some really good clinical bowling. Kushal Malla wasn't his day, and as soon as they saw the back of Wasim before the splits from Asif Khan, maybe Nepal were ahead of the game. Great innings from Verdi Aravan, 94 of 138. As we see a few more boundaries from him soon, it's going to be all about one man, Asif Khan.
Yes, credit goes to Arvind that he played that anchor innings. He was very unlucky to get out on 94, but he didn't get the strike in the latter part of the innings. Asif Khan did the damage for UAE. And you can see Asif Khan playing that straight down the ground for a boundary. Beautiful hitting by him. These are the sixes. Started off by Mohammad Wasim, the captain. 6 sixes he hit in his 50 odd runs, a very quick one.
Too many bad balls in this package you're going to see here. Don't get me wrong, Mohammad Wasim is as good a ball striker as you'll see in world cricket, but just too many poor ones, including that so bad one from Dipender Singh Airee. Still cannot understand how he didn't bowl his allocation. Lamachani was expensive too. Verdi Aravind hit him for a 6 over extra cover, and then Gulshan Jah just got lined up, didn't he? Quite extraordinary, the hitting we've seen. Asif Khan has hit 11 sixes, and in one period he went through probably one of the highest strike rates in the history of the game. 77 runs he plundered off 17 balls. At a strike rate of 452. He was 23 off 24. We were talking about how he couldn't quite get going, and then he got the pace of the wicket, and he said, time for me to cash in and just plunder the ball everywhere. Lamachani's final 3 overs in particular were poor by his standards. He was hunting, wasn't he, for that 100th ODI wicket. He went too slow through the air, and he really took advantage.
Yes, it was a highlights package for us, Asif Khan's batting in the latter part of his innings. That is what we're seeing on the screen here. 11 sixes hit by him in his 101 innings. First maiden ODI century for Asif Khan.
And yeah, poor old Verdi Aravind just couldn't get the strike at the end, and he slowed down a bit. But credit to him, back into form, 94. Devastating power shown too by Mohammad Wasim, the Wasim and Khan show for the UAE. Let's take a look at the 6 wickets to fall, including one from the very final delivery. Did talk about the problem bowling Rajbanshi out so early. That was a beauty to Lakra. Really got the crowd going. So much expectation, hard to explain. That was the big wicket of Mohammad Wasim, judged LBW, although the captain wasn't too happy about it. Might find himself in a bit of trouble. The run out, that right on cue, didn't we, Paresh? That was Bim Sharkey to Asif Sheikh. Then Dipender Singh Airee, one of his 2 wickets. The first one was Ayan Afzal Khan, and then the second one was Rohan Mustafa. How he's not bowled his 10 overs, even if he ended up bowling numbers 48 and 50, is beyond me. Run out. It was one of the wickets, and this was the final one. A good catch. Who else would it be? Tapender Singh Hurry, an excellent day for him. The problem is UAE 310 on the board. If Nepal are going to qualify for Zimbabwe, they're going to have to do it the hard way. They're going to have to chase over 300 for the first time. In fact, they're going to have to make more than 300 in an ODI innings for the very first time. One thing is for certain, if they do it, my oh my, what are we going to see at this ground? We'll leave you for now. We'll take a much needed break in the commentary box. 311, Nepal will need to win. They'll need history to make it happen.
down the track. Umpires are entering the field. The UAE fielders energetic, taking the momentum into the second innings. Whereas Nepal have to have a very good start. The two openers, Asif Sheikh and Kushal Burtel, entering the ground. And look at the crowd, they're cheering the team, the home team Nepal. They need 311 runs to win this match and go to the qualifiers in Zimbabwe. Draw or tie or even abandon match doesn't help them. They need to win this. A very steep ask for Nepal in the last match. It is the final for them. The crowd are in numbers here in TU International Cricket Ground. Nepal will have to bat out of the skins to get this target. It is capable, the chase is on, but they'll have to bat very well. Partnership is the key to the Nepali batters. Asif Sheikh is at the non-striker's end, whereas Kushal Burtel is going to take the strike. And Afzal Khan, the left-arm orthodox, the youngster, 17-year-old kid, is going to open the bowling for UAE, as he's been doing for the last couple of matches, and has been very successful, like Lalit Narayan Rajbangshi for Nepal. Look at Kushal Burtel's League 2 matches, 29 matches played by him, 600 odd runs for him. Asif Sheikh, 30 matches, 934 runs in League 2. Look at his strike rate, a decent strike rate, healthy strike rate of 80.66. And Afzal Khan is going to start the proceedings for UAE. 7 matches, 9 wickets. Look at his economy rate, just 3.32. That is very good for a left-arm orthodox. For a spinner, there's a slip to start off with. There's a 45 on the leg side. The first ball, nicely punched down the ground by Kushal Burtel for a single, and a big roar from the crowd. Nepal off the way. And I'd like to invite Andrew Leonard here in the commentary box, my good old friend. Good afternoon, Lenny.
Well, good afternoon to you, Paresh, and good afternoon, everyone, both here in Nepal, around the world. Whatever happens over the next 3.5 hours, we're going to have the third and final qualifier confirmed for Zimbabwe in June. As it looks a very good batting wicket. I just got 2 minutes with the head curator. I said, is 311 chaseable? He said, with God's will, yes. He thinks it's as good a batting surface as he's produced. Wicket in the first over. And it's the youngster, the superstar, the 17-year-old Ayan Khan, who's dismissed Asif Sheikh. Has made an ODI century in this series. It's a very aggressive stroke from just the third ball, and he's stumped, he's caught short, and silence again envelops the TU cricket ground.
That's a very poor selection of shot by Asif Sheikh. The second ball he faced coming down the track, a bit of a turn there, completely beaten and stumped by Val Thapa. Asif gone for a knot. Early breakthrough for UAE. Nepal none for one. Kushal Malla comes in at number 3. 19 matches for him in League 2, 399 his total runs. Look at the strike rate, 97. Almost reaching 100. Early breakthrough for UAE in the first over. Nepal in a spot of bowler. 1 for 1.
What we tended to see is really extreme scores be possible in the last 10 overs. So you don't need to be 200 after 30 to chase down 311. You just don't. Not at this ground. At other grounds you may. Kushal Mala, 19-year-old to face the 17-year-old. The future, potentially, these two cricketing nations go head to head here.
Yes, this 17-year-old Ayan Khan has been very good in this series and earlier in the series as well. Nicely bowled. Nicely punched that down the ground for a single. Kushal Malla gets off strike. Off the mark as well. Now that was not needed by Asif Sheikh. The second ball he faced coming down the track. Tried to play across the line. That was not needed.
It's a hammer blow, a real hammer blow to the hopes of chasing down this target. Sheikh's been one of the men in form. 150 in this series, so it's over now to Bertel or possibly Kushal Malla. As fears deepen around the ground. First over's ball, 2 for 1.
You can see the Nepal dugout, the pavilion of the Nepal team. And it will be Junaid Siddiq with the second new ball from the Chobar end. He's very quick, he's a good bowler. And you can see the VVIP area there. You can see Ravi Lamechani, the former Home Minister of Nepal. And the Deputy Prime Minister as well, Ravi Lamechani.
Stanley Ramoni even in the VIP box. Junaid Siddiq to get things going. From the Chobar end as it's flicked away. Flicked away for 4. Just nicely played. He rode the bounce. And Mala wasn't in full control, but he does get a boundary. They have to try and bring this home crowd into the game somehow. They're not going to bring it into it by throwing the bat right from the off, but every run will be cheered.
Yes, that was nicely flicked off his hips by Kushal Malla. Look at this back of the length. It hurried to the batsman, but nicely done by Kushal Malla, getting that one hand off the bat. The ball is going to come nicely onto the bat, Asif Sheikh.
And the reason fine leg is up in the circle is deep backward square leg is out. And then there's a third in place, deep third. But for Siddiq, who was left out yesterday, if you were wondering what UAE's intent was for today's game, it was to upset Nepal on their home soil. They've won 7 from 7 in this streak that has been part of 10 wins from 11 since Monty Desai has taken over as head coach. They're going to need a record-setting chase to keep that streak alive and get on the plane to Zimbabwe in June. Otherwise, they're down to Namibia next week for the playoff. Chipped and chipped straight to the man. The occasion is proving too much right now. Siddiq strikes. Mala gone for just 5, not for the first time, just chipping one up tamely to mid-off or mid-on. I think he was out to Junaid Siddiq in the first clash between these two sides as well. Bat twist in his hands, and it's the easiest of catches.
Yes, a soft dismissal for Kushal Malla. A pinned up silence in the crowd. Kushal Malla has to depart. Nepal again spot a bowler. Malla gone for 5. 6 for 2 Nepal. Look at that again. Didn't get the middle of the bat whatsoever. Just a check shot by Malla. Straight to Lakra. Soft dismissal. Nepal in deep trouble. Inside 2 overs, 6 for 2.
7.3 overs have changed this game. Final 6 overs of the bowling effort where things went horribly wrong. The score moved from 208 for 5 to 310 for 6. That's 102 runs in just 6 overs at a strike rate of nearly 16 runs per over. Rohit Paudel has never faced a taller challenge than this one, the young captain. He's out to climb one of those Himalayan mountains. Starts brightly. Good clip into the leg side. He's going to get 4. Action aplenty from the first 10 balls. 2 boundaries and 2 wickets.
Yeah, this is how true surface this is. Look at that. Just nicely clipped away, helped it away towards the leg side. The ball running towards the boundary line. The outfield is very quick. Even though we had rain a couple of days ago, the grounds personnel have done a terrific job to maintain this ground, to prepare this wicket. It looks like a belter of a track.
Left alone. Paudel, Bertel have to build a partnership. They've lost 2 of their young stars. And again, when you consider the makeup of this team with no Gyanendra Malla, the average age is 22. So even if they lose today, do not lose faith with these youngsters. Hugely talented, precociously talented, but they'll learn from mistakes like those, like Asif Sheikh's shots. It wasn't needed that early. Kushal Malla out in the same manner a second time. Again to Junaid Sadiq. Sadiq is a class act, and he has a wicket to his name despite the 2 boundaries. It's 10 for 2.
What a find this youngster has been for UAE. Ayan Khan. He's taken the new ball quite often. 3 in a row, I must say, and has done a very good job for his team, taking wickets in the power play.
What a turnaround from the UAE. Absolutely nowhere in their first 2 games. Beaten out of sight. 177 runs the margin of victory. Remember when these 2 sides met earlier in the week, and then they were also beaten heavily by Papua New Guinea, and they turned it around yesterday, and now thanks to Asif Khan, maybe, just maybe, this game is going inexorably towards the Emiratis.
Yes, definitely the momentum going towards UAE after the finish by Asif Khan with 101. Not out. It was very close to cut, but nicely done by the captain, Rohit Paudel. Now they need to build up a partnership. These 2 guys are very experienced batters for Nepal.
I've questioned the Malla 3 thing a couple of times. This will be a couple of runs helped around the corner. Sadiq's got a good arm, but Paudel gets back easily. I think in T20I cricket, absolutely a good option, but hold him back at 5 or 6. Not in at number 3, it's a critical position.
That number 3 belongs to either Gyanendra Malla. He's not playing today. And if Gyanendra is not playing, that role should be given to the captain, Rohit Paudel. He's very calm and composed. He loves this kind of situation, Rohit Paudel.
Yeah, the other option would be Bim Sharkey, as UAE have started much better in the field than they did in the first clash between these 2 sides. Number of misfields as the big crowd got in on top of them, but with nearly double the number in today, standing room only, not just inside the ground but outside the ground, they've started very well. Helped around the corner, but not out of the middle of the bat, so it'll just be a single to close out the third over. It's 14 for 2.
Junaid Siddiq is going to continue, even though he got hit for 2 boundaries at the last over he bowled. He took a wicket, an important wicket of Kushal Malla. He could have been threatening to UAE. Nicely done by Rohit Paudel. A quick single taken by these 2 batsmen. Good runner between the wickets.
Yeah, and this is where Nepal need to go back to their blueprint. Quicker between the wickets in their opposition because they're faster and younger. Nudge the ball around, force the bowling team to make some mistakes, make some errors. Get the home crowd behind you by building partnerships, not by losing wickets. And for Bertel, who loves to explode in the first power play, that might not be the approach that's needed.
Yeah, you just got to play to the merit of the ball. If the ball is there to hit, just go for it. Oh, nicely guided down to third man.
A little bit of a wobble, wasn't there, from Hazrat Bilal. There's 3 or 4 fielders in this UAE team who are probably a little way shy of their very best. No mistakes yet, and those 2 early wickets has them miles ahead of the game. And leaves Nepal needing a very good 15 to 20 over period to just stay alive in the game, let alone keep hopes of winning the match. Got to take this game as deep as you can. It's just the 4th over. No more wickets can fall. Probably good thing that Rohit Paudel is the man out there. He's the one who doesn't give it away.
Yeah, Paudel beaten by the pace there. Tried to pull that ball, but get the middle of the bat straight to short mid. Yeah, Siddiq bowling with a good pace here. Hitting the good length, back of the length. It's a belter of a track. The key to chase this target is to just stay there in the wicket, rotate the strike. There will be boundary balls every over.
What both of these 2 do nicely is nudge and nurdle and work the ball around, but it's a very concerned looking Nepali dugout, understandably. Problem is, momentum is such a thing in both of the white ball formats. If you go into the innings break with concern and 106 or 102 smashed off the last 6 overs, it's such a tall uphill task. Bim Sharkey with the pads on. They've been so together, they've stayed together throughout all the challenges they've faced over the last 30 days. Is the final bridge going to be one too far? Picked up, and picked up all the way, I think, for 6. It is angled in, and the 6 flags are flying up in the crowd, not even out of the middle from Bertel, he says.
Yeah, this shows how good this wicket is to bat on. Look at this, just a clip of his legs went the distance towards the backward square leg boundary, over the ropes. The first maximum for Burtel and for Nepal. Even though losing that early wickets, the pitch is very good to bat on. You just have to stay there, just get close as much as you can to the target.
Nicely played, back-to-back boundaries. Massive roars. Smiles and nods, applauds, and dances now in the crowd. Good stroke. This one guided full face of the bat.
Yes, he opened the face to get the gap. Look at that. Beautifully done by Kushal Burtel. Nepal, after losing those 2 wickets, 31 for 2. And Khan to continue. Oh, nicely ball. Going with the arm into the right hand. Rohit Paudel equally good, cutting that ball straight to backward point. Now Rohit wants to give himself room. He wants to play on the offside. Oh, very good ball. Slight turn there, a little slower through the air by Ayan Khan.
This kid, I have to call him a kid because he's 17. He's a phenomenon, isn't he? UAE have unearthed the most glorious young talent here. Bat, ball in the field, does it all. With the composure of a man 10 years older than him. Nicely guided away using the pace of the ball. Outfield's fast, so Khan gives up the chase. 4 more. Well, look what's going to happen if a partnership builds. Look what's going to happen if they get the 12th man into the game.
Yes, nicely done. Neat touch by Rohit Paudel. Played it very late. Right behind the stumps. That was nicely done. A neat touch by Rohit Paudel. This is his class. He always plays it under his eyes.
Huge task. Overrunnable, required 2 early wickets down. You have to keep believing. And if there's one man that will, it's the captain. Ice cool, brilliant composure. He's got a fantastic temperament in the way in which he bats. And you have to say, he's going to probably need to make 80 plus for this chase to be possible, maybe 100 plus. Just the 4 runs from the over. Khan fighting hard. There's a turn and offer and spring in his step. 5 overs bowled, 31 for 2.
Yeah, a decent start for Nepal, even though after losing those early 2 wickets. There's a bowling change from the far end, the Chobar end. Aryan Lakra is coming into the attack. Another youngster, 19 years of age, left arm orthodox. And I think Rohit Paudel will fancy. He's going to play it late. He's going to use those neat touches, running down behind the stumps.
I think this is one captain learning from the other. One captain clearly seeing Mohammad Wasim that pace off the ball was the way to go. He's whipped he's whipped Junaid Siddiq out of the attack immediately after just 2 overs, despite taking a wicket. And he's got his 2 young left-arm spinners bowling in tandem.
Now Nepali batters, they should believe in themselves. That is what they've been doing, winning 10 out of 11 matches earlier in the ICC Men's Cricket World Cup League 2. Nicely cut away, but not getting that gap. Nice fielding there.
Do apologise if we keep saying this throughout the rest of the broadcast. This atmosphere is just incredible. Paresh said to me in between the 2 overs, I can't even hear you, let alone myself. Just remarkable. Electric atmosphere. Every run is going to be cheered to the rafters. And they have to keep believing. Thought there might have been a single there. CP Rizwan not the quickest. I think he's at backward point. Everywhere you go around this ground, they've just squeezed in, haven't they? Probably room for 2 people to sit there. 6 of them crammed in. Swing and a miss, big moment. Is that a miss stumping? I think it might be. It's going to be 4 byes. Oh, maybe giving us runs at inside edge. So it could be a drop catch and a miss stumping. Powdle survives.
Yeah, I think initially I thought there was a bat involved there. Yes, inside edge. That was a very difficult chance for the keeper. Lucky Rohit Paudel got it back off the keeper's.
Yeah, good shout, Paresh. Definite inside edge. Lacra's right on the money, isn't he? Probing away. Very different bowler to his younger left arm spinner, the 17-year-old Asif Ayan Afzal Khan, who is much flatter through the air. Lacra gets good bounce, delivers from a very tall position, gets right up onto his tippy toe at the release point. Another risky stroke. Powdle has been fortunate to survive that over. Could have been gone twice, and Lacra comes down and has a word. Look at this. Wait for the crowd to react now. Punch of the gloves. 6 overs bowled, 36 for 2. Some of the gathered dignitaries up there in the VVIP box as the two young left arm spinners, 17 years of age, the one bowling now, bowling in tandem with a 21-year-old. It's a good move in the power play. I think if the pace was on the ball might have travelled around the ground and really allowed a flying start despite those 2 early wickets. Look at that, even in the VVIP box, people are sitting 3 and 4 abreast. Swept and swept short of the man. It's quite deep in the edge of the circle there. Junaid Sadiq might have done himself a wee bit of a nuisance too.
Yeah, I think he got hit on the wrist. He's going off the field, Sadiq. I think he split his webbing, or he got hit on the wrist by the ball, or he sprained his thumb there, immediately going off the field. I think he must be okay, but it'll be a very big blow for UAE if Sadiq is injured.
It's on his right hand as well as bowling hand. So concern for UAE. Remember, there's no Karthik Mayapan for them today. As Powdle thinks of the single, just a slightly tricky period here for Powdle. He's got himself in a tangle against the 2 left arm spinners. You see that he likes to play that big stroke down the ground when it goes into his hitting arc. Usually very straight or sometimes over long on. He's looking for that, but he's not getting it. And right now he just needs to survive and battle through one of those periods where he doesn't give it away.
That was very well bowled, and you can see the guest there, the recently appointed Secretary of Cricket Association of Nepal, Durgaraj Pathak, there on the right of your screen.
That's the big one he wants, and he's gone! A tumbling, spectacular, brilliant catch from his opposite number. It's Mohammad Wasim, who hung right on the edge of the 30-yard circle. You could tell Powdle wanted it, and he's picked out the other captain, and he cannot quite believe it. He's gone. Cut for 16, and the 17-year-old is a second.
Yes, he wanted to go over the top, but beautiful catch. Look at that jump to perfection by the opposite captain, Mohammad Wasim. A big unit, tumbling down, diving, and taking that catch. Rohit Paudel has to depart. Gone for 16, Nepal 37 for 3. Look at that catch again. Nicely taken. A brilliant catch by the captain, Mohammad Hussein, leading from the front in fielding as well. He started off with a cracking 50 in the first innings. Bhim Sharkey is the new man in at number 5. Nepal in a big trouble here, 37 for 3, already chasing a huge target of 311 runs.
Yeah, Bhim Sharkey in at number 5. That's a big blow. Whatever about the first 2 wickets. To get Powdle, maybe the most consistent batter for Nepal in this series, is a huge blow. Sharkey gets off the mark with an inside edge. It's a wicket taking over. The 17-year-old tells his elder colleagues to calm. It's 38 for 3.
A very tall ask for Nepal now. 3 wickets already down for Nepal. Asif Sheikh, Kushal Malla and the captain Rohit Paudel, who has been playing very well. That was yet another unnecessary shot by a Nepali batter to get out. Lakra. 2 different left-arm orthodox. Lenny Iron, the youngster, he bowls flatter through the air. Sometimes gives air, but talking about Lakra, he has a long, high arm action. He gets that bounce. He's a tall guy.
Yeah, that certainly has been a good pairing in tandem, isn't it? Just think these two weren't even in the team 9 months ago. Both debuted in the last 3 series, and really all of the wind has been taken out of the sails of the chase with that wicket of Powdle. Whatever about the first 2, you don't want to lose either of those 2, but losing the skipper, as you said off air to me, a shot that probably wasn't necessary. Could be a hammer blow.
Yes, that was not necessary because they were getting the runs. And he didn't time that as well. He got the inner half of the bat, and brilliant catch by Mohammad Wasim, diving to his left.
Beautifully bowled, good revs on the ball. Right now, an eerie hush hangs across the ground because UAE are dominating this game. They've dominated the last 15 overs or so. It's been one-way traffic between Asif Khan's extraordinary innings and now the 3 early wickets, and Sharkey unable to make any contact. The 2 left-arm spinners just bowling where they want and keeping things very tight.
Yes, Bhim Sharkey, he can play a fiddling role in the crease, but he'll have to stay there. Nicely bowled again. The ball drifting into the right-hander. Maiden over for Lakra. Nepal 38 for 3 after 8. The youngster to continue his bowl 4 overs, 11 for 2 his figures. What a brilliant start for UAE, taking early 3 wickets inside the 10 over the first power play. Now Kushal Paudel, he has to play nice, he has to bat there. He needs to stay there with Bhim Sharkey, build up a partnership, just get closer to the target. If they reach around to 50 and 40 overs or 45 overs, there's still a chance if wickets are remaining.
Sweep shot, angles probably into the pad. Khan thinks it's out. I reckon it's missing off stump. It's turned quite a bit. There are a few fans. I wonder, are they making their way out of the ground? Reasonably steady flow. Yeah, I think that's going to miss off stump. That's right on the money again. Big concerns right now for Nepal. This chase is going nowhere.
They'll have to stay there, just play it late for the slower bowlers, Ayan and Lakra, like what Rohit did earlier. Tried to slog sweep that, got the inner half of the bat down to in front of square in the leg side, just a single for Purtel. Talking about batting in such situation, in such a track, for the slower bowler, you have to wait for the ball, just don't go after the bowling. You can do that for the seam-up deliveries for the medium paces. That is what we saw earlier, Purtel hitting a 6. Nicely swept, but straight to the fielder.
UAE noticeably better in the field. That's Ara Farid who's on as the sub-fielder. And they've had their issues in the field, but they've been spot on the money.
Yes, they have. They've been diving around, tumbling around. We didn't see that earlier in the series.
Nicely swept around the corner. That'll be 4. And we'll just bring a bit of relief, a bit of ease to what has been a very tough patch. 6 runs off the over. Nicely played by Bertel. It's 44 for 3.
Aryan Lakra to continue. The last over he bowled was a maiden over, a good over for UAE. The last over that he bowled. Nepal 44 for 3 in 9 overs. Kushal Purtel moves to 20 of just 14 deliveries, whereas Bhim Sarki 2 of 8. And they need to spend some time in the middle. Just rotate the strike, play with soft hands. There are lots of gaps. And the fielding of UAE is not.
Swept around the corner. I think this is going to be 4 more. Could be back-to-back boundaries. Outfield very quick because the sweep shot is proving effective right now for Nepal. And there's a couple of fans who might have just disappeared out the gate. Could be doing a quick U-turn coming back in.
Yes, nicely done by Bhim Sarki. Got a glove to it. The intent was right. Getting your front foot outside the line of half stump. That is how you should sweep a ball. Get your front leg outside the line of half stump. The LBW is gonna be ruled out of the play.
The big thing about this chase, take away the 3 wickets next to Nepal's name right now. If that's 44 for none, going at exactly the rate you'd want to go at. You don't need to go more than 5 and over. Even though you need more than a run of ball. Good running. Getting through for a quick single. Might be over. Throws. No. Good work from man at long on. It comes around. Or long off even. It's because you can get 80 or 90 off the last 10 comfortably that you can afford to go at 5 and over for maybe the first 30 overs. Let's just take this forward. If it's 150 for 3 with 30 overs bowled, it's very much game on again. It doesn't feel like it now. It feels like this game's only going one way. UAE well ahead. Another sweep around the corner. Good stroke. Doesn't beat the man this time though. Zahor Khan gets around to keep it to a single.
Yeah, I think the Nepali batters, they want to sweep every ball. That is what Bhim Sarki did in the first ball of the over. I think that's too much of a risk just for a single. 50 is up for Nepal inside 10 overs.
Yeah, our graphics just lagging behind, I think, with all the people at the ground. Difficult to keep up with them. 50 up in the first power play as Sharkey and Bertel look to build something. I'm going to need to build something special. But again, on a very good batting surface, it's always easier said than done this. Bat for 20 overs, score at 5 and over, take it to 150 for 3 after 30. You're still in the game then. It's 80 for 5, the game is over. Nice back foot punch will be a single. UAE certainly looking sprightlier than usual in the field.
Yes, after 10, Nepal, they are 52 for 3.
Good running. This is back to the template that Nepal's success has been built on over the last 30 days. Quick singles as we get to the end of a power play that has definitely favoured the UAE. Nepal 52 for 3.
Hazrat Bilal is replacing Ayan Khan, the youngster from the pavilion end. He had a very good outing yesterday, taking 4 wickets of PNG. He's a very smart bowler, Hazrat Bilal. He bowled with some aggression yesterday, bowling some bouncers with good pace, bowling back of the length. He found his length yesterday.
Yeah, with the absence of Kashif Daoud due to injury, it's given this man, he gets the ball for the first time outside the first power play, the second power play, a real chance. He's 35 years of age, Hazrat Bilal. He's only played 6 ODIs, not out the decision. This is close. This is very close. And if it's given his leg buys, which it is, I just wonder what this is missing. Maybe height.
Yeah, the ball didn't bounce as much as what Kushal Patel thought. Yes, probably the height. It hit the inner thigh pad. The benefit of the doubt goes to the batsman.
Look at the look back from Bertel. That was the look of a naughty schoolboy looking back at his headmaster, knowing he's done something wrong and he's in trouble. He was waiting for the dreaded finger to go up. Instead, a very marginal one, maybe just the height. And the bounce from Bilal going to carry that over the top. That's what the Sri Lankan umpire, Wimal Siri, believes. That would have been a big wicket from his first ball. Bilal pulled with some control but no timing. Pick up a couple of runs into the leg side. Fresh off a career best, 4 for 47. That was just yesterday. Still bowled at a reasonable pace. And certainly he's doing what Gulshan Jah did well for 3 or 4 overs, banging it into the turf.
Yeah, that is what he did yesterday against PNG. Bowling it back of the length, banging it into the turf. Bowling those heavy balls to the batsman. Abhim Sarki got that nicely controlled shot, but no timing whatsoever. Not a boundary, but able to take 2 runs.
Don't need to play too many shots. Looking anxious to score boundaries. Don't need to yet. Can build with singles, and if there is a good over, you can play out a good over. Maiden's not going to kill you now. 2 wickets will. They will be fatal. That would be the end of the chase. 5 down before 20. The game's gone in my book. These 2 build and bat for 20 overs. Get the crowd back into the game. All of a sudden, maybe, just maybe, still a very tall task, Nepal could get back into the game.
Exactly right, Lenny. They need to bat at least 20 more overs, these 2 batsmen, without losing any wicket from now on. Just build up a partnership.
With the way that this wicket is, and particularly the outfield, look at this, you see it here, generally runs very quickly. You'll pick up 1s, 2s and the occasional boundary. So even if you only score 4 and over for the next 10, that gets you nearly to 100. 100 for 3 after 20 is okay. Go at 5 and over then. Gets you to 150 after 30. Then you can reassess. Speak to Monty Desai at the second drinks break. Right, what are we doing? Who have we got to come? Do we go with Gulshan Jah next? Try and take that impact of the left arm spinners out of the attack whenever the next wicket falls. 3 wickets, a hammer blow early. But there is still hope. Where there's life, there is hope. Dropped! Big moment. If that was taken, I think the game is gone. And it's a 17-year-old with maybe the first blemish that we've seen from him. Again, an aggressive stroke not needed. It's a dolly, really, to be honest. Should have been taken.
Yes, it was a dolly that should have been taken at this level. 17-year-old youngster drops the catch. That will go down as a drop catch, a drop chance, I would say. And these two batters, they need a plan. They need to plan and execute their plan in the center. It's not about the planning in the pavilion. It's about planning in the center by these two batsmen.
Big moment in the game. Bertel dropped by Ayan Khan on 22. Guided away for 4. That's what the home fans love. They love a misfield in the deep. Insult to injury. 11 bowled, 60 for 3. Big over. An LBW appeal that was very close in the first delivery. A drop catch on the 5th ball. And now this misfield. Not a great effort from Asif Khan. He has made 100 off 40 balls. I think we'll forgive him down there at deep third. And Bertel has another boundary.
Well, he need to capitalize on the drop now, Bertel. Like I said, it's not about planning in the pavilion, in the dugout. It's about planning in the center. Whoever is in the center, like now, Team Sarki and Kushal Bertel, they are in the center. They need to plan the innings. They need to build up an innings now. And the plan should be executed. It'll be an interesting chase if Nepal goes to, let's say, 25 to 30 overs without losing a wicket. Like Lenny said, 150 for 3 in 30 overs. We'll take that.
This is the problem, Paresh. When you look at a big chase like this, you look at a chase of more than a run of ball, as soon as you start looking at the finish line, if you look at 51 more off 234, you feel like you've got to hit a boundary every over. That's not the case, particularly at this ground. You can get 100 off the last 10. You actually can. We've seen the UAE get 102 off the last 6. So you can't look at the finish line. You've got to look at the next 50 metres in the 1500 metre race. What are you doing for those 50 metres? You can't fall behind. You can't fall at the next hurdle. You've got to stay in the contest.
That is what the head coach of Nepal, Monty Desai, says. Stay in the present. Oh, what a big strike by Kushal Bertel. Right on the slot for a maximum into the grass banks.
Huge. Absolutely huge. And we've seen the big ones come from Asif Khan and Mohammad Wasim, and look at that man in the grey top blowing double kisses to the sky as Bertel, he takes this shot on because Mohammad Wasim is up in the circle at mid-on and he won't be there anymore. The man in a grey jacket there, he was just evading Kushal Bertel, blowing him kisses from a distance. Back goes long on, in comes deep mid-wicket. Run rate, all of a sudden it's a run of ball. Funny old game. Do you still feel they're playing too many shots, Paresh?
Yes, they are. The first 2 ball, 7 runs off it already. That is more than required rate. So they just need to bat this over out. Another good hit. Onto the mid-wicket boundary for yet another maximum by Kushal Bertel.
Well, this is such a good shot because of the field change. So he's gone over long on with a straight bat, and now he gets the slog sweep out with mid-wicket having come up. Get it over the head of Mustafa in the circle, you'll get 6. And that's exactly what he's done. It's 2 sixes in the over, and all of a sudden the 2 biggest roars maybe of the entire day. Somehow there's a belief in the crowd again. I cannot imagine what we're going to see if Nepal somehow chase this down. Keep using that word somehow, I don't know what other word to use. Chance growing. Darted in, punched down the ground, good batting, gets the single after the 2 maximums.
Yeah, this is excellent batting by Kushal Patel. 14 runs already off 5 balls. You don't have to take any risk. That particular shot, the run rate is 6.25 already. The current rate and required is under the current rate, 6.21 to be precise.
They're ahead of the rate. How are they ahead of the rate? They've lost 3 wickets. Just need a measure of calm. Don't get carried away with the crowd. Stay in the game. It's a good over, the biggest one of the innings, the biggest one of the chase. 15 come from it. 75 for 3.
Hazrat Bilal, the unlucky bowler, a drop catch of Purtel by Ayan Khan, the last over he bowled. Well, you can see by the last over how good this track is for batting. If you miss the length by 3 or 4 inches, you'll get hit for a 6. This is how good this track is.
Have to keep their composure. Bim Sharkey, Kushal Patel, there is a partnership brewing. It's a good one too after the loss of their captain Paudel. No need to get carried away. Runs will come and every run will be cheered. The way that Patel plays naturally, he's going to keep going. He can't give it away. He's had a life. He was dropped. And that would have made it 59 for 4, and maybe the game would have gone with it. Can he capitalise upon that life?
He has to capitalize on that life. His natural game is to attack, but he has to do it very carefully. He's already got a start, 39 of 23.
Oh, an under-edge real fortune again. Bilal causing problems. I'm getting messages from all over the cricketing world, from Australia, from New Zealand, from down south of the border in India, from the West Indies, from South Africa, from back home in Ireland, from across the Irish Sea in England. Everyone is talking about this game. This is an associate v associate clash. 5 years ago, there was no live streaming of these contests. There was barely even live scoring on some occasions. People didn't even know they existed, and look at it now. The biggest crowds and greatest atmospheres you could ever imagine. And it's for an associate v associate clash to get maybe Nepal to Zimbabwe if they can win. And for UAE, they're just playing for pride. They want to win the ODI. They want to upset this home crowd. They want to take some momentum down to Namibia for the playoff. But that's where this Cricket World Cup League 2 has taken associate cricket. It's so good to see. This first cycle has been outstanding. So looking forward to the next one. It's going to get bigger and better in the years to come.
Yeah, credit goes to ICC to make this happen. And like you said, Lenny, 5 years ago, there was no live streaming, no live coverage as well. Kushal Patel played a very good shot, guided that down to third man for a single. Now they should do that. The last over was a big one for Nepal.
Sure, Paul. Rush for pace. Just is a little bit quicker than you think, isn't he? kind of bends his back right at the point of delivery. Bit of a surprise ball. Sharkey not tall in stature, takes it on the hook, doesn't get much of it.
This is the first wicket to go. Asif Sheikh, needless shot, a very poor selection of shot. Again, soft dismissal for Kushal Malla. Not timing that whatsoever, just a check shot, and this was not needed by Rohit Paudel. They were just building up a partnership, Kushal Bhurtel and Rohit Paudel. That was needless by the captain. And Mohammad Wazim, the captain of UAE, taking that blinder of a catch, diving to his left.
For here, it has to be a case of consolidation. It has to be a time to rebuild. And Paresh, how will they do it? They're playing maybe one or two too many shots right now.
Yes, they are playing too many shots. They just need to stay there. Like I said, they need to plan their innings. It doesn't have to be a plan in the dugout, but the two people that are batting in the center, they need to make a plan and execute that plan to chase this target. They need a partnership. Here, like you said, Lenny, in 30 overs, 150 for 3. That's not a bad ploy for these batters. Oh, good hook shot. Gone all the way for 6.
They're spinning with joy in the crowd. He's only just got it over the head of the deep backward square leg fielder. It's a very brave stroke, but it goes all the way for 6. It's 84 for 3. Here's a look at the replay. Very brave shot with the man out. Zahra Farid is tall, out at deep backward square leg, over his head. Look at the reaction.
Bhurtel deliberately went up in the air. He wanted to get 6 runs. He was capable of doing so. Moved to 46 up 27.
Impossible.
Now this shows, Lenny, how good this track is for batting. If they have a composed mind, concentrate, they will definitely chase this target. It's too early to say that, but if you bat well, like I said, if you have to plan well, execute those plans, they will definitely chase this target. The Nepali batters, they have the talent. They have done this before.
Pressure like a different man to 20 minutes ago. He kept looking at me like a puppy dog, but crying the fact the game was over when Paudel was gone. Now you have belief. Is there belief for Nepal? Listen to the crowd.
Yes, Zohar Khan, the new bowler, back into the attack. A very good bowler. A good death bowler as well. He also has a yard or two pace with him. Team Sarki on strike. Look at the chant. I can hardly hear myself here in the commentary box because of the roaring crowd and the grass banks. A spectacular crowd here. More than 15,000 people in the Tube International Cricket Ground. A good partnership building in between these two batsmen, Prem Sarki and Kushal Bhurtel.
They're loving every moment, aren't they? A bit of a Mexican wave, a Kathmandu wave, if you will, rolls around the ground. Magnificent scenes, they really are. They were silenced, but they're back, and they're back in a big way as Zohar Khan comes into the attack. Edge for 4, no slip in place. Happy days, say the Nepali fans. 4 more to the total. There's a growing belief all of a sudden. The run rate is rocketing, and it's rocketing well in advance of the requirement. They need just over a run of ball, going over 7 and over now.
I think that was deliberately played by Veem Sarki. He nods his head. I think he opened the face of the bat. There was an edge, but he opened the face of the bat to get it fine.
Well, I'm not sure about that. I think that's a generous reading of the affairs. Very generous. Paresh, he's starting to believe again. Are you believing at home? All of the Nepal fans. This is quite incredible. It really is. 7 and over they're going now. Now is the time for calm. It's impossible to implore it. Bhurtel 46 off 27, Sharkey 18 off 21. just keep batting. These two are together at the 30 over mark. It is game on.
Yes, it is game on if they bat till the 30th over. Like I always say, you need to make a plan in the center and execute those plans. A good start for the over. 4 runs off the first ball. A dot ball to follow up. Oh, that's dropped. Again down to the boundary for 4 runs. Bhim Sharkey dropped on 18 by the keeper, Valthapa. That should have been taken by him. This is a regulation keeper's catch, I must say. He went to the wrong direction in the initial stage. That is why he dropped the catch.
Second drop of the innings and the loudest roar possibly of the whole day. Sharkey, he didn't play for this one. You can't give him that. And it's got to go into our notebook again. The first one dropped by one youngster. That was Ayan Khan. The second one put down by the keeper, Ashwant Valthapa. Wasn't necessarily regulation. It wasn't the easiest, but it should have been taken. So Ashwant Valthapa drops Bhim Sharkey. Off the bowling of Khan on 18. It's getting riotous, it's getting almost over exuberant. Can these two hold their composure for the 4th wicket partnership?
Yeah, that was a definite edge by Bhim Sharkey. Valthapa dropped it because he moved to his wrong side initially. That is why he had to move across to the right side of his. That is why he dropped the catch. And look at the crowd roaring there. A life for Bhim Sharkey and Kushal Bhurtel in this innings, and then they have to capitalize.
Very special. Whatever happens from here, very, very special what you're witnessing live. Don't think you'll be turning off in the next 2 hours. You can't take your eyes off this game. Well into line. Well played, Bhim Sharkey.
Nicely behind that ball, Bhim Sharkey. Zaur Khan just had a smile to his face. It's not his fault. He got the edge, but the keeper dropped it. He's bowled very well, back of the length. Bowling those heavy balls, hard balls. Like you said, Lenny, UAE is a very good bowling side. It will be difficult for Nepal to chase this target. They have to bat very well. They have to bat out of their skins.
Again, that was played for. Won't be 4 this time. The deep third fielders confined 9 runs from the over. It's 93 for 3.
Junaid Siddique is coming back into the attack, the premier bowler for UAE. He's a wicket-taking bowler. He was out of the field because he got himself injured on his right bowling thumb, but he's back into the attack from the pavilion end. Gone for 21 in 2 overs, has taken a wicket already off Kushal Malla. He's UAE's premier bowler, a quickie. He can bowl those back of the length hard balls, heavy balls. And the required rate for Nepal is touch over 6 runs per over. A courtesy of Kushal Bhurtel, who smashed 3 sixes.
Bhurtel just hasn't had the strike for a moment or two. Quite incredible what we're witnessing here, it really is. Nepal rings around the ground again. As this one's guided down to third man, one of Sharky's go-to shots. Mustafa picks up cleanly. He'll have a big role to play today.
Yes, he's the magician of the UAE team. He runs through his overs very quickly, like what Devendra Singh Aire does for Nepal. Two similar character in the field. Apart from fielding, I must say, Devendra Singh Aire a bit quicker in the field. And look at this crowd. Junaid Siddiq.
No single this time. Siddiq just makes a good angle to discourage them from taking on the one. Extra pace on the ball could be a chance for Bertel to continue his aggressive approach. He's 46, just 28. And he's really stepping into the shoes of Mohammad Wasim and Asif Khan from the first innings.
Even if you bowl express pace, if you bowl at the right length, it will be very difficult for the batsman to get away. Very well bowled and nicely guided down to third man for a single. This is what they should do now. They've already over the required rate. They should play singles and doubles. That is what Bhim Sharkey is capable of. Bhim Sharkey on 24 of 26. Mind you, they were both dropped in the earlier overs. Purtel dropped by the youngster Ayan Khan, and Sharkey dropped by the keeper Val Thapa. That was a cutter. Bhim Sharkey tried to guide that ball down to third man, was unable to do so, straight to backward point. 2 runs of this over so far. It doesn't matter if it's 2 or 3 runs because you got runs in the last over.
Another cutter. Good finish to the over from Siddiq. Still 1 ball to go. Fans just on the moment of the sun coming back out are definitely starting to get a sense of belief. They haven't yet bowled a third of the overs and they're approaching a third of the score. They're ahead of the required run rate, remarkably. Quite incredible support, it really has been. Some of the signs I'm loving as well. Might get a look at a few of those. People gone to great efforts, bust in from all over Nepal. Another cutter beats Sharkey's attempted cut. End of the 15th, it's 95 for 3. .58 the partnership is worth from just 49 balls. It's been a good recovery, but it's also been more than a little bit chancy. There's been 2 lives, 1 for each of the batters. Bertel dropped on 22 and Sharkey dropped on 18. As I'm going to go to their 2 most experienced bowlers, Junaid Siddiq and Zohar Khan, to try and find the 4th wicket, find the breakthrough. Looks for a shot. It won't be given as a wide, right close to the guideline. The fans want the wide, they won't get it from the umpire, Buddy Pradhan, possibly because he took a step outside his off stump. Down the track, worked into the leg side. He wants a couple here. And I think he's going to get them because it's been nicely weighted just to the edge of the 30-yard circle. Good batting from Bertel.
Yeah, that's even good running between the wickets by these two batsmen. Burtel moves to 49.
मेरो साहब नमस्कार के बोला
Nicely done by Burtel.
त्यसले भनिदिन्छु
Coming down the track. Just playing with soft hands into the leg side. Good running between the wickets by these two batsmen. Very quick. Bhim Sarki, also known as the jaunty roads of Nepal.
यो
And he
धमलाजीसँग
passes
बसेर
like jaunty
सधैँ
roads.
गुनालानु
He
भएछ
just nudges
त
around.
बिर्सिनुभयो धमलाजीले
And Bertel,
किन धरान
very
एयरपोर्ट चाहियो
aggressive, but he
भनेको
shows that he's got
थोरै
touch as well
राजु
and
सब बिर्सेर
poise.
सँगै बसेर रुन लाग्नु भएको छ त
He's given really good backing by his coaches. He's getting to 50 again. Big applause from the crowd. It's his 5th one-day international 50 to go alongside his maiden ODI 100. I think he's going to need to double that up at least for Nepal to stay in this chase. He's only averaging 21, similar numbers to Mohammad Wasim, and he's batting a little bit like the UAE captain right now. 32 balls, 4 sixes and 3 fours.
Yeah, that was the shot of the day for me, just guiding that to the gap. Swept well and hit those lusty blows to the spinners. That was poor fielding effort there by Zohar Farid. This was one of the pickup shot by Kushal Badal, back live now. Nicely played. Bhim Sarki, forward defensive shot. It doesn't matter if you have a low run of let's say 3 or 4 runs per over till 2 or 3 overs, because they have run on the board. 98 for 3 now, eaching towards 100. This partnership is building up. Now they need a plan. I think they have a plan. They just need to execute that in the center.
Cut. And cut straight to the man. It's a packed area, isn't it? Backward point and a point right on square. And my oh my, how they've got back into this game, having lost those 3 early wickets. Can't quite get my head around. The required run rate. You just need to go and take this 4th wicket partnership from the 15 over mark up to the 30 over mark. Great joy in the crowd. What a run they've been on. 10 wins from 11. But it's no use if they don't make it 11 from 12. They don't get to Zimbabwe. Nervy fans everywhere, even in the VVIP section. No need for that, Bhim Sarki. No need yet.
That's totally unnecessary by Bhim Sarki. I think that was totally unnecessary. His head was swinging all over the place. And the drinks has been called. We'll take a short break here in the commentary box. We'll be back soon. Welcome back after the drinks break. A much needed break for us. Everything happening here. 3 wickets gone. 2 drop catches. Nepal going over 6 runs per over. Everything happening here, Lenny.
Cutter from Junaid Sadiq, who's going to continue. There's a great saying, isn't there? In sport, it's all happening. It is all happening here in Kathmandu. Just about a third of the way through their overs. They're just about a third of the way to the target. They've lost just about a third of their wickets. Make of that what you will. I think it's still definitely advantage to UAE, no doubt about that. Nepal have never scored more than 300 in their ODI history. But there is definitely some embers of hope, maybe just small embers. Can they build a fire out of those embers? Get it to burn brightly in Kathmandu. It's after 3 o'clock already. This game is going to go right the way to 5:30. And this match, the 126th one in ICC Men's Cricket World Cup League 2, could be set to go the distance.
Yes, that was beaten outside the off stump. A good ball by Siddiq, shot up back of the length. That was not a cutter, it was a seam-up delivery by Siddiq. He's mixing his pace, Siddiq. He's understood that a slower ball is the way to go.
This could be gone. It is. The cut shot and Sadiq roars with delight. He loves it. It's another cutter. The extra bounce from the tall man has found the edge. The drinks break has brought about the wicket, and the game swings heavily now towards the UAE.
A perfect time to get wicket by UAE. The 4th one. Kushal Bhurtel out for exactly 50 runs. He had to stay there to make a big one, but he has to depart. A very good bowling by Siddiq. Cutter to get the outside edge. A simple catch to Valthapa, the keeper. And look at his celebration. He dropped a catch earlier off Bhimsarki. Bhurtel has to depart on 50. He played 35 deliveries. Nepal 98 for 4, in deep trouble. Let's look at the wicket again. Top edge straight to the keeper. He played under the ball. Kushal Bhurtel, smart bowling by Junaid Siddiq. The first ball he bowled was a cutter. The second ball was a seam-up delivery. The third ball, again a cutter, and taken a wicket. 2 dot balls and a wicket in this over. A good one for UAE.
Big call. It's going to be Ari Sheikh rather than Dipendra Singh Airi. I think, given the situation, given the big game aspect, I would have been tempted to go with Dipendra Singh Airi at number 6. Bowled brilliantly, would have been full of confidence, was excellent in the field. Instead, they're going to go to the elder of the 2 Sheikh brothers. And that will surely be given as a wide outside the off stump. Junaid Sadiq, he's as good as they come around the associate circuit. Fine fast bowler, and the cutter has just proved a bit too much for Bhurtel to deal with. He was tempted by the cut shot and he paid the price.
Yes, Arif Sheikh has played 29 matches, 543 his total runs in League 2. Junaid Siddiq has bowled very well today, taken 2 wickets already. Very well bowled. Outside off stump.
The umpire's arms had a wobble there, didn't they? They thought about giving the wide, right, flirting with the wide line. Gets away with it. Shy of 100, they've lost their 4th wicket, Nepal, and they need to find a way into the game. I have to say the approach for the last 7 or 8 overs hasn't been the most sensible. Maybe get a little carried away with the crowd. Understand the concept of a counter-attack, but it wasn't what was needed.
Exactly, it was not needed. 4 wickets down already under 20 overs. A smart bowling by Junaid Siddique. He's mixing his pace, he's bowling seam-up deliveries, he's bowling cutters. Got a wicket off a cutter, a leg cutter. Kushal Bhurtel trying to cut that ball, went under the ball, that is why he got the outside edge. Again a cutter bowled by Siddique. A wicket in this over, just a wide, 99 for 4 Nepal. Zohar Khan is going to continue from the Chobar end. He wants his fine leg fielder a bit squarer. That is what he is telling the fielder.
Required run rate moves up towards 6.5 and over. Still no sign of Rohan Mustafa either. His overs will be critical, usually so economical. This is driven nicely, but straight to the point fielder. There's 2 men there. Close position. Just when the UAE were conceding a few runs, they went to their 2 star bowlers, and they've turned the game around again. And Mohammad Wasim, I think he's just having a word to Bim Sharkey. He's just saying, still need 220 to win. The hopes and weights of the nation is on your shoulders, young man. Can you respond to it? Can you rise to the challenge? And Sharkey will grit his teeth and try to do so. A great contest. But UAE right now are outplaying Nepal. Flicked around the corner, no fine leg in place. Sharkey says, take that, Mohammad Wasim. I'll bat the way I please, and I'll get 4 more to my name. The 100's up in the 18th over.
Yeah, mind game playing by the captain Mohammad Wasim to the youngster. Nicely done by Bim Sharkey. Playing a scoop shot over fine legs. Fielder for 4 runs. Fine leg fielder was a bit square. That is what Zohar Khan needed when he started the over. He was telling the fine leg fielder to come a bit squarer. I think that is what Bim Sharkey recognized and played that shot fine.
Guided behind square. Be a single to follow up the boundary. Good batting. And these 2, we said it about the previous pair, these 2 have to bat to at least the 30 over mark. Sandy Plamachani already has the pads on. Head and hands there for one of the team. This is a squad that has gone on a phenomenal journey since Monty Desai's appointment. Even if they lose today, they have plenty to be proud about. They have retained their ODI status. They will have to then go through the playoff if they do lose. The way they're playing, they'll have a good chance down there. Top 2 and still go to Zimbabwe, and it might in some ways aid their development, who knows. But would they love to chase down this total, to break the records, to make history, to get to Zimbabwe automatically?
The highest score for Nepal in ODI is 297. If they chase this target, it looks very hard from now on. It will be a record break for Nepal yet again. They chased 287 against Namibia to post that highest chase in ODIs.
Just a little bit of a squeeze on Ari Sheikh. This is good captaincy. 6 men in the circle. Mid-off and mid-on both come up. Mid-on's a little square. Maybe encouraging Sheikh to play it on drive. Got the Sharkey on strike, apologies. And that means that he gets a single. Still 6 men in the circle, even for Sharkey. Will we get an extra one in for Sheikh? Wazim just trying to squeeze Nepal. A little bit deflated